What are some examples of body shaming towards men that go unnoticed? Unnoticed? Ability to grow body hair or having too much of it. We know our hair is thinning, you don't have to keep mentioning it. Little dick jokes are extremely prevalent. Making fun of men's height, and if you are upset by it, people will say you are insecure. Height, size down there, muscles, dad bod, etc. Height, length. I'm a very skinny guy and have had tons of comments over the years about my weight. From suggesting I eat more, asking if I have a health condition, to straight up telling me they think it looks terrible. I feel as though skinny women are generally complimented on it, whereas as a guy you get nonchalantly body shamed with comments that would be totally unacceptable to an overweight person. Edit: for those wondering, I'm 179 centimeters and around 56 kilograms. Edit: that's roughly 5 feet 11 and 9 stone. Edit: that's 1.1023 hundredweight for you Americans. It's not that any of it goes unnoticed. It's that no one cares, and if you complain, you're not a man. It's a huge lose-lose. This one doesn't apply to me because I dress like shit but I feel like fit. Well-dressed and put-together men have their sexuality immediately questioned. I feel like it's more acceptable common for women to be grossed out by bisexual men for having same-sex relationships, whereas women are more likely to be fetishized for the same weight. Many people use small dick energy as an insult to anything they don't like. And even though I'm a girl, it always rubs me the wrong way when I see it. It just seems so unfair. So many people who are assholes happen to have big dicks, and so many cool nice people happen to have small dicks. I just hate the phrase. It really reminds me of making fun of girls for having small boobs or flat asses. There's just nothing they can do about it, and it's mean and unnecessary. Comments about the height. I had a BF who was smaller than me and people always commented on that. He was precious and I couldn't care less about his height. IDK: why men aren't allowed to be small. It's not unnoticed. Men notice it. The primary ones are height, weight, scalp hair, facial hair, body hair, hand size, penis size, circumcision. Edit: with respect to circumcision, I meant circumcision status, in that both circumcised and uncircumcised men are shamed variously. Adding one to the mix. Gynecomastia. Either it's body shaming about a man having man boobs due to the large increase of breast tissue from hormone imbalances. Puffy and enlarged nipples are mocked and picked on. Or sometimes I see it in bodybuilding spaces as accusations of steroid usage. I believe it affects between 60-70 of men. But it's a running gag against us. Small dick energy. Smaller dick, small balls, small hands, small feet, small. Also bald. Ever been to a Dick's Sporting Goods? Every mannequin is built like Thor. It's ridiculous. Height shaming. Height. I've even seen people roast short guys about being short at work. Pretty terrible. Also, genital S always the go-to when you don't like a guy's attitude or he seems insecure, etc. Seems strange. I've never seen someone pissed off at a woman say, yeah well you have small boobs. I mean, we have our own set of problems, but still. I take a lot of shit for being short and skinny. I'm 5 feet 8,115,120 pounds. Been mocked my entire life. The worst of it though was at work from a guy that is morbidly obese. I know he was compensating for his feelings on his own weight. But it'd have been nice if just one other guy instead of laughing along said, like, dude, you're 400 pounds. Maybe don't throw stones. Ya know? Both genders TBH. But sweating, I feel like women are self-conscious about this too, but I see more shaming towards men. You can wear heaps of deodorant and shower like a germaphobe, but your forehead still gets wet when it's a bit too warm, and your wet patches on your pits get called out as gross and disgusting. Antiperspirant doesn't always work, and you get called out for sweating more as a guy is my point. Capacity to develop body hair or possessing an excess amount of it. I don't think they go unnoticed, it's just not seen as a problem. Society as a whole has developed to be inclusive of women of all sizes, but I think we all know you'd be hard-pressed to find a man who wasn't absolutely shredded or slim to be modeling for any big companies. The idea of the realistic male physique is very skewed. The description difference for male-female in the press or clothing stores gets on my nerves. Women plus size. Men fat, overweight, obese. Being bald is one of the few physical issues that for some reason people universally think is okay to make fun of. I know I'm bald, and I don't love being bald. I don't need you pointing it out or making jokes about the glare coming off my head or whatever. But whenever anyone makes a joke about it, everyone else around laughs too. And I have to choose whether to pretend to think it's funny too, or look like the bitter guy they assume all of us bald guys are. Making fun of a man if he is uncircumcised. I am 5'2". Any man around my height is going to get body shamed by women. Doesn't happen much anymore. But in high school? Yeah. Had a girl straight up tell me that I would be so attractive if I was taller. Imagine telling a woman she'd be hot if she lost some weight. Everyone is mentioning the most obvious things. Did you know that men get shamed for dick size, baldness, height? I would say after that it's things like unibrow or big ears. Or hairy. General caveman attributes, which is still pretty common. LMFAO. The fact women think you can look like Hemsworth, Cena, Rock Evans without glorious genetics. Roids. HGH. TRT. A free schedule. Lots of capital for constant healthy food. Drugs for constant REM sleep. Cryo chambers. Chefs etc. especially being big and lean all year round, whilst also being able to eat a whole pizza when they fancy a lazy day watching Netflix, just cuddling. I supplement this by the amount of women who still to this day say they don't want to lift weights because they don't want to look like a man. Oh. And baldness. I mean, pretty much every form of body shaming towards men goes unnoticed. I find it funny that when you walk through the mall you see posters and adverts for plus-sized and plus-sized models for women's brands, thus normalizing obesity for women. But when you look into men's brand and stores you never see plus-sized male models in those posters or adverts. All svelte male models only. Height biases seem to be completely acceptable. I have a really big butt and people laugh at me for it. Seriously. I don't like getting catcalled. I work in a gay neighborhood, so it happens. But even worse is just the comments. I couldn't tell you how many times someone behind me had yelled "Excuse me, miss" as a joke just to have his friends all start laughing. There's a guy online who makes comedy videos that his whole bit is he has a huge butt. Like that's the joke. I guess part of this is on me because I do wear tight pants. And I do work hard on my body. I get comments face to face all the time that don't make me feel bad. Though, I don't need to be laughed at. Literally everything about a guy's body. Nothing is off limits. Seemingly. And if you take issue with it, they attack you for being insecure. Bald guys get made fun of. Bald women get called brave. You're so skinny. Hating on short dudes seems like the obvious one. If you don't have unrealistic superhero abs and muscles, you're fat and a loser. There's also a lot towards skinny non-muscular men face with rolling eyes. Yeah, literally, if you don't look like a celebrity who probably used Photoshop, you're a joke.